Thank you, Janice.
Okay.
So welcome to the May meeting of the Durham Region Branch. The Durham Region Branch of Ontario Ancestors acknowledges the lands on which we gather and where we work to preserve the records and family history of those who came before us, are the traditional territories of the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation, the Chippewas of Georgina Island First Nation, and a large Métis community. We recognize the lands on which we gather are covered under the Williams Treaties and rest within the traditional territory of the Mississaugas, a branch of the Anishinaabe Nation, which also includes Algonquin, Chippewa, Ottawa, Ojibwe, and Potawatomi. We honor, recognize, and respect these nations and Indigenous peoples as the traditional stewards of the lands and waters on which we meet. So here's my agenda for tonight. We're going to do some business news and just the upcoming meetings. And then we'll get to our main presentation with Ken McKinlay. And we're looking for visitors. Our research room is very lonely. We don't have very many visitors. And it's a real shame. We have so many resources that could be helpful for research. We're usually open Tuesdays and Thursdays each week. This is by appointment only, so you will need to book with Stephen Wood by emailing durhamresearch@ogs.on.ca. You need appointment, and the reason is not because we need to schedule it, it's because sometimes the front door of the church is locked and we won't hear you up on the third floor. If you can't make those times, contact Stephen anyway, and perhaps we can do some lookups for you. So at this point, I'd like to call Sheila Iacono, our treasurer, to open her mic and give her report.
Oh, did that work?
Yes. Yes,
couldn't
hear you now.
Couldn't figure that out. Thank you, Nancy. Okay, I have my treasurer's report for the whole quarter one of 2025, January 1st to March 31st. Our income included membership fees for $2,283, publication sales, the electronic download from the e-stores, $87. So the total income was $2,370. Our expenses were banking service charges of $9. Our speakers for our branch meetings, $350. And the cost sharing at the church for the rent and internet is $975. And we paid HST as well, $29.46. So our total expenses were $1,363.46. And that leaves our account balance as of March 31st, 2025, $3,624.98.
Great. Thanks so much, Sheila.
You're very welcome.
Hopefully we can make that 3,600 last for the rest of the year. We have a new product. Yeah, we have a new product in the Ontario Ancestors Marketplace. The second edition of Hampton Union Cemetery North section is up there now. And this completes the second edition from our cemetery picnic last year of the Hampton Union Cemetery. Our attention is now on the results of our second cemetery picnic held at the Lakeview Cemetery last fall. Center and west sections will be up this month. They're pretty close to being ready. The east section is very complex, and that will follow later. Now, speaking of cemetery picnics, last year's picnics went so well that we are holding 3 to 4 cemetery transcribing picnics this summer. They will be held on the fourth Tuesday of June, July, August, and if needed, September. These occasions are always great fun, so please come out and join us. You can contact me if you have questions or just show up at the cemetery on the day itself. Bring water, lunch, hat, and sunscreen. And the optional items are bug spray, lawn chair, and clipboard. It's a little tricky to get to the Whitevale Cemetery, which is the one that we have chosen for June 24th. If you have trouble figuring it out on the Google Maps, don't hesitate to let me know. And I'll be giving more directions in the June meeting. OGS Seminar 2025 days coming up the last Saturday in May. Last I heard, I think it was close, really close to being sold out, if not actually sold out at this point. But if you're interested, you can contact them at that web site and see if there's a waiting list. Just a reminder to put the date on your calendar for the annual general meeting of Ontario Ancestors. It will be virtual and details will be coming out to all members mid-month. In local news, the Uxbridge Genealogy Group is having a presentation. The presentation will demonstrate how family history details can be mapped using a free computer program. David Joyner will use his own family history to show how knowledge of their ancestral home, migration routes, and even the military experiences can be enhanced using Google Earth Pro, and that should be very interesting. And the Uxbridge Genealogy Group is also holding a Find Your Roots open house on Saturday, May 24th from 10 to 4 at the Uxbridge Library in the genealogy room. And that's always fascinating to browse around there. This is to promote the genealogy department, assist people wanting to know more about their doing genealogy and how to go about it. Our Zoom, our DNA SIG this month is Wednesday, May 21st via Zoom, 7 p.m. If you're not in my email group that I send the link out to, please email me if you're interested. Either of these two addresses will get to me. Our drop-in Zoom social is Thursday, May 22nd at 11 a.m. via Zoom. Social conversation, questions, DNA, reminiscences, research finds, even some lookups will be entertained. The sign-up link is up on the Ontario Ancestors events calendar. Everyone's welcome. Don't be shy. You don't have to be a member to book for some advice. So come and join us. Once you sign up, you receive an email with your sign-in, which is good for every meeting. Actually, I think it's good for May and June, and then I have to set up another recurring meeting. Now, our June 3rd meeting is going to be very interesting. It's going to be hybrid, Zoom and in person. Jennifer Waymark is the archivist at the Oshawa Museum, and this is what she told me about her presentation. Untold Oshawa is not the first book dedicated to the rich history of Oshawa, but it is the first book to step outside of the traditional narrative and examine lesser-known stories. The focus of the book was developing a local history that includes different points of view and examines different aspects of our community's past. With this in mind, the book is intended to be a starting point of a more inclusive history. Within it, you will find stories of Oshawa's early Black settlers, learn more about communities like the Jewish and Chinese communities, dig deeper into the impact of labor unions, and focus more on the experiences of women and children. Now, the in-person will be at our office and library on the 3rd floor boardroom of the Northminster United Church. Jennifer will be there and will bring copies of the book for sale. And she says they can accept cash, debit, and credit. And don't forget, if you come early to the monthly meeting in person, Steve will be there to help you for the half hour before the meeting starts. So come and browse the library. The Zoom link will be up on the OGS events calendar and on our homepage in a couple of weeks. In September, we've got Thomas McKenty turning genealogy clues into genealogy to-dos, and I'll be talking more about that at our June meeting. And at this point, I'm going to stop my share so that Ken can set his up while I read out his bio. So, researching our kin in Scotland can get a little pricey if we want to view the images of the birth, marriage, and death statutory registrations and the census records. With a bit of time and knowledge, we can make use of key collections on Family Search to save us a little bit of money. Now, located in Oshawa, Ken McKinlay is a genealogy researcher with over 20 years of trial and error experience in researching his own family's history in Canada, US, England, Scotland, and Ireland. Ken belongs to the British Isles Family History Society of Greater Ottawa, also called BAFISCO, and the Ottawa branch of OGS. In addition to their monthly meetings and several of their special interest groups, Ken also provides guidance to patrons who attend the genealogy drop-in sessions hosted by the Ottawa Public Library and the Ottawa branch of Ontario Ancestors. With BAFISCO, he was the program chair for the very successful 2012 Family History Conference that focused on Scottish records, or Scottish research, I should say. Ken was for several years the research room host for the BAFISCO and the Ottawa branch Genorama conferences. Ken focuses his talks on the methodologies for researching family history and also how to use technology to assist with doing that research. So welcome, Ken.